Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with a new lesson, that is sources of energy. All of us need energy to do work, to grow, and to sustain life. Living things obtain energy from food they eat or from the food they prepare. Machines get energy from electricity or by burning fossil fuel, etc. We have studied in class 9 that energy is available to us in many forms. Example: mechanical energy, electrical energy, heat energy, nuclear energy, chemical energy. Energy can be transformed from one form to another. For example, when we cook food, we use heat energy, which we get from the chemical energy stored in the fuels like cooking gas, LPG, coal, wood, etc. Similarly, when we use a fan, we consume electrical energy. Electrical energy gets converted into mechanical energy. Primitive man's energy need were limited. Gradually, as man's need grew, so did his energy requirements now. According to the principle of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. This means that some total of energies of all kinds in an isolation system remains constant. We need not think of energy need as it is available. It is always available in one form or other, but probability of crisis energy crisis is a situation where energy demand is more and energy supply or energy generation is less. It is a cause of worry for us. So today let us understand why we need to worry about energy problems. For example, if we light a candle, the chemical energy in a wax is converted into heat energy and light energy on burning. Now, can we put together the heat and light energy to get back the chemical energy in the form of wax? No. So there are lot many examples for this. Once the energy is lost in the surrounding, it is not able to collect it back. Energy which is used to cook, do work is called as usable energy, and the one which is the when any work has to be done, some usable energy is converted into unusable energy, and this unusable energy cannot be reformed. So that is the main cause of worry for us. So we know that chemical energy is needed for cooking food. From where do we get this chemical energy? We get it by burning fuels like cooking gas, LPG, petroleum gas, wood or coal. They are some of the source of energy. Similarly, we need muscular energy for doing physical work like lightning, lifting, cutting, running, etc. We get this energy from food which we eat. So energy, a source of energy is that which can provide adequate usable energy for a steady rate over a long period of time. So there are some good characteristics of good source of energy, like large amount of work done per unit volume or mass, then a safe and convenient to use, easy to transport, easy to store, cheap and easily available, environmental free. So these are some of the characteristics of a good source of energy, which you have to note it down in your notebook. Energy is mainly classified into two groups based upon their recycling process, that is renewable and non-renewable energy, which we have already studied in class 8. Renewable energy is those energy which are inexhaustible, which can be renewed at shorter interval of time, is called as renewable energy. Example of renewable energy for us is wood, water, wind, solar energy, and are example of renewable source of energy. Non-renewable, The source of energy which are exhaustible, which cannot be renewed or replaced in a short interval of time, are called as non-renewable source of energy. These energies, once exhausted, cannot be replenished into the environment once again. For example, coal, petroleum, natural gas are the examples of non-renewable source of energy. Then we have the conventional and non-conventional are the sources of energy which are being classified based upon the usability of man. How much we can able to use, based upon this the classification is been done. Renewable and non-renewable is done based upon their recycling period. The energy is classified as renewable and non-renewable, and based upon the usability of man it is classified as conventional and non-conventional. Conventional source of energy, the source of energy which are extensively used by man due to their easy availability and also meet a major portion of man's energy requirement, is called as conventional source of energy. For example, fossil fuel like coal, petroleum, natural gas, hydro energy, energy from biomass, that is firewood, animal dung, biodegradable waste, wind energy. Most of the conventional source of energies are going to be exhaust in future. Then we have non-conventional source of energy, the source of energy which are not used extensively by man and meets man's energy requirement on a limited scale, are called as non-conventional source of energy. For example, solar energy, ocean thermal energy, ocean geothermal energy, nuclear energy, etc. are the example of non-conventional source of energy. Most of the non-conventional source of energy will be available continuously on the earth. Then coming to fuel we are having three different types of fuels we are having. First of all, fuel is defined as a combustible substance which on burning in air produces a large amount of energy, is called as a fuel. Then we have three kinds of fuel: solid fuel, liquid fuel and gaseous fuel. Characteristics of an ideal fuel for us is it should perform large amount of work in a less volume or mass, easy accessible, economical, easy to store and transport, low and convenient point of combustion, culturally acceptable, it should not leave any residue behind. These are the characteristics of an ideal fuel, characteristics or properties of an ideal fuel. Now we are going to see about the fossil fuels. Fossil fuel we will be having as coal, petroleum. When we are studying about conventional source of energy, in conventional source of energy, first we have to study about the fossil fuel. In fossil fuel we are going to study about coal, petroleum and natural gas. When we are talking about coal, the most common source of heat energy in ancient times was wood. Beside this, beside wood, human being also used energy of flowing water and wind for limited activities. The exploitation and extensive use of coal as a source of energy led to an industrial revolution. Increasing industrialization has led to a better standard of living of people all over the world. Coal is the main source of energy in our country today, as it accounts for about 67% of the country's commercial need. Let us understand what is fossil fuel and how are they formed. The fuel formed from the prehistoric remain of dead plants and animals buried deep under the earth crust under special condition is called as fossil fuel. Formation of fossil fuel for us, as you have studied in class 8 about the formation of fossil fuel, it will take million of years ago. The earth was covered with a thick forest growing in swamps due to natural calamities like earthquakes and volcanoes. The forests were buried under the surface of the earth and got covered with sediments like mud and soil, away from the reach of the oxygen or of air due to high temperature and pressure inside the earth. The bacterial decomposition of large large plant in absence of oxygen converted them into coal. Then we will be using it. There are some advantages. We have only disadvantages of burning of this fossil fuel. The biggest disadvantages of burning of fossil fuel is non-renewable source of energy, environmental pollution it is going to lead, greenhouse gas effect is there, combustion of this fuel will be leading to suffocation. When we are burning this fossil fuel, oxides of nitrogen gives off from the exhausted engines of vehicles are poisonous gases. Vehicles are fitted with this catalytic converter which convert these gases into harmless ones. So to some extent there are some measures which we have taken to reduce this air pollution, that are efficient internal combustion engines are being fitted, installing catalytic converters, scrubbers or electrostatic precipitators we can able to use. These are some of the measures which we can reduce the pollution. Now we are studying about the now let us study the various source of energy which can rotate the turbine and generate electricity. So the first one is about the thermal power plant. As you can see on the picture also, this is a picture of a thermal power plant wherein you can see the coal is there, a combustion in chamber is there, boiler is there, steamer is there, and a turbine is there through which the steam is being passed on to the turbine to rotate. A generator is there and then the electricity will be generated. So to get understand about how it is happening, it's a power plant is in which a fossil fuel like coal, petroleum is burned to produce heat energy which is converted into electrical energy called as thermal power plant. In thermal power plant, large amount of fossil fuels are burned continuously to heat up water. Water when heated to a high temperature produces steam. This steam is made to run the turbine. When the turbine rotates, its staff also rotates and drives the generator. The generator generates electricity. This electricity is then transmitted to a distant place through the overhead transmission line. As you can see, it will be transmitted to the transmitted through the transmission line to the houses. So this is all about the generation of electricity through coal. Then in the next class we will be studying about the hydroelectric power plant, how it will be working it, what is its basic principles. Then we are going to see about its how electricity is generated, their advantages and disadvantages of electricity generation. So thank you for today. For the next class we will be starting the same chapter, sources of energy, with hydroelectricity. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.